It's week 3 of the National Football League, and our focus is on Kyle Pitts. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's going to be a good one, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. It's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go. But they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
They'll go play action here with Williams. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. When you look at this defense, they've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL. But it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against them.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully and pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. Returnable here from the 38. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
And he's off to a fantastic start to the season. Already 8 touchdown passes in just his first 2 weeks of the year. Now, I don't think that's a pace he's going to be able to sustain, but at the very least, he's got this offense humming here to start things out.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's a tap forward by McCarthy on the touch pass. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing is McCarthy. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. They'll run here with Corum. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His second rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Here's Williams. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first. To the air, Williams. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. When you look at this defense, currently #1 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
To throw, Williams. Going for the deep ball. That's caught at the 25. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Williams. To the right side and intercepted. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The numbers for Gibbs from last week, pretty good as he found. In the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Here's McCarthy. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Go! 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Here's a tap forward by McCarthy on the touch pass. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Now a 1st carry for their fullback. to the 36-yard line here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. St. Brown in motion right. Here's a tap forward by McCarthy on the touch pass. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. McCarthy off the play fake. Here's a diving catch right side. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6.
They'll go again with Gibbs. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, his 6th touchdown of the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. This offense gets set for a new series. We take a look at Laviska Shenault leading him out.
He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Oh, yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. It's a big play there for Vegas. And even 50 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Looking to throw is Williams.
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Terry McLaurin, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Raiders have got it back to within a score.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. He's got it complete to Gibbs. Able to power. Gibbs gets popped and he loses the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. I mean, the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because...
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is
so
reversed.
That one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 64 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw McCarthy. That's complete, left side to Worthy. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 36. To the air with McCarthy. Going underneath, Gibbs has it. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 2. On the give, here's Gibbs. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Now McCarthy. And this one's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 3rd and goal, McCarthy. Escaping the pressure right. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Here's a tap forward by McCarthy on a touch pass. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. The trick play does not pan out here on 4th and goal. And the Raiders hang tough down near the goal line. Throwing is Williams. This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. 2nd and 5. To throw, it's Williams. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
The slot man in motion right. From the gun, here's Williams. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
And all the way in for the touchdown. A great effort there. 83 yards as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point attempt to come here.
that will make this a 16-point lead. And what a job there by all 11 on the kick return. The blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Here's Williams, throwing to start the drive. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. It's a big play there for Vegas. 43 yards. Back to throw now on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. They'll look to throw again.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Back to throw again. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Raiders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that trim. Down to 9. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The home team's offense and Jahmyr Gibbs headed back.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
McCarthy operating from the gun. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown.
And this is caught inside the 5. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Gibbs is in for a touchdown. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before break. Williams.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That bumps us up to a 3-possession game here, and only in the second quarter, Charles. They're trying to put this game out of reach before we even hit the locker rooms for intermission.
What's even tougher is making up 3 possessions against a defense that can make impact plays like this. They don't have this game wrapped up quite yet, but 2 picks already, 1 to the house. I think it's fair to say they're headed in the right direction.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one.
But no break needed. Let's get back to it. Week 3, here we go with quarter 3.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the third quarter of action. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
The second half starts with a run by Gibbs. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. So from the 37, here's a 2nd down and 9. Throwing is McCarthy. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Forced out to his left.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
They'll pitch it out to Gibbs here.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
97 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Oh, a design run for their wideout. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And off now to Gibbs.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
They'll run with Gibbs.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Hey, check that. Streak. Here we go, set. Check go.
Corum is into the end zone. Touchdown.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead is now an even 30. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Raiders now set to get the football back. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
Ready. Set up.
Here's Williams. This to McLaurin out on the left side. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. To throw once more, here's Williams. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down. Now a first carry here for the running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Williams from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Second down and a little more than a yard here. They'll send Mitchell in motion right. To the air, Williams. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll take it inside the 25. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has now allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Williams. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
Here we go, set. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Terry McLaurin with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Raiders get a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out.
And really a lot of guys you could highlight on this offense with how well they've played, but he's one of them. He's been spectacular so far.
I'd say he'd be the number one, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because it's not just the numbers. It's, as you said, I think you said focal point. Well, that's what he's been, and that means he's created other opportunities because they've had to bring the defense to him. He's run it really well. He's caught it out of the backfield. They're trying to stop him. That means there are chances for the rest of the guys to do damage themselves.
Receiver downfield. Offense.
Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there.
Come on, set.
From the shotgun, McCarthy.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Let's go now.
Here's McCarthy. That's into the hands of Worthy once again.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's a solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Going back to Gibbs on first down.
And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the... Back now here on EA Sports.
From the 35, here's second down and 7.
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And this offense on third down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Here's a tap forward by McCarthy on the touch pass. Down the right sideline.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown
from 10 yards out. And this offense continues to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Raiders offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
To throw, Williams. Out route looking for McLaurin. He's got him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Las Vegas.
Looking to throw is Williams.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
At the 50-yard line.
Here we go. Let go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Come on. Set. Ready, go. Hut, hut.
Williams going to look to throw again.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Let's go now.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He's got room at the 30.
And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down.
First down, Raiders.
Back to 60. Set up.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin.
That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Now 2nd and 3.
Go.
To the air once more. Williams.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders.
Laviska Shenault.
From 13 yards out.
And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Gibbs.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there. And he will have a touchdown. Xavier Worthy,
an 18-yard touchdown grab
as his guys continue to pour it on.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Throwing is Williams.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. 2 yards still to go. Third down now.
Here we go. Set. Ready. Go.
To throw, it's Williams.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be... But he does have first down yardage.
First down, Raiders.
Here we go. Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's good. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Huh.
Back to throw. Williams. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big night.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
They'll motion McLaurin left.
Looking to throw. Williams. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider.
As we get you reset, they face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Play action. Now Williams. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. From the gun, here's Williams. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's second down. Back to throw again. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They'll look to throw again. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. The risk reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. 139 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there going to take this to about the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Another run for Gibbs here. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Second down and 6 now. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And this offense is running away with this one. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And as this defense walks